here's what we're doing. We're going to expand and enhance your math vocabulary. That's the goal of this. So you're going to come up with 20 math vocabulary words that are difficult for you. You might know them kind of, but words that are tough. Okay? So you don't have to look at a 6th grade website. You can look at a 7th or 8th grade or even a high school website. I don't want you to figure out all these trigonometry words that you'll never see this year. I don't want you to find cosine and words that we won't do at all, but words that, they should be words that are familiar to you. Okay? Okay, so you're going to start with that, and a lot of you do this in social studies class where you make a key term slideshow. How many of you do that in your social studies class? Some of you don't. Maybe Miss Morrow, I don't think she does it as much. Where you are going to have to come up with 20 different words. You're going to come up with 20 different definitions, but you have to make your own definitions, and you have to have 20 different pictures or diagrams to go with those. That's the first part of this project. Okay, could bleed into the second part, but that's the first part of the project. So, as an example, I wrote down the word supplementary angles. Does anybody know what supplementary angles are? Okay, I want you to look it up on one of your websites, not Google. Just looked up a bunch of websites, they should be up in there. You'll probably find supplementary angle on there. Read me your definition when you got it. What you got, Bella?
I think it says two angles are complementary if the sum of their measures total 90 degrees. Complementary angles.
Okay, that's complementary. Oh,
Yeah.
supplementary.
Yeah.
So if you go down, usually complementary and supplementary is together. Okay, go ahead, Bella.
I think it's angles in a triangle.
Well, it is, but there's more to the definition. Max, what do you have?
It says supplementary angles are, two angles, they're not.
What you got?
A common case when they form a line
No. Guys, look at it first. What you got?
Two angles are supplementary if the sum of their measures totals 180 degrees.
The sum of two angles is 180 degrees. That's word for word, almost. He's got a different one. Nobody has a different definition. What's yours?
It is sort of an example, but it says these two angles, 140 degrees and 40 degrees, are supplementary angles because they add up to 180 degrees.
Two angles that add up to 180 degrees. Okay? So that would be the definition from your website. You have to change it and make it similar, but you have to say it in your own words. You have to rephrase it a little bit. Okay? Rephrase it. So how could you say supplementary angles? What could you say? Don't read. Just take the information you have. Yeah.
Two numbers added together to make 180 degrees.
Two angles. If it's 180 degrees, what is that? It's a straight line. Two angles that form a straight line. That could be your definition. Two angles that form a straight line, and then maybe in parentheses, 180 degrees. Okay. Would it be that? No, but something that tells that. Okay, so then you have to draw or make a picture or something of supplementary angles. So maybe you have an example. 40 degrees, 140 degrees. Maybe you draw an arrow. Supplementary. Or something like that. Okay, so you have to do that for 20 words. All right. No common mistakes. Spelling's important. Don't misspell the word straight. Spell it S-T-R-A-T. Okay, make sure you take time to spell right. Do the little things right. Make sure it looks like it's not something that's done in 20 seconds. I should probably take a ruler and make straight lines for this and make it look nicer. And probably do it in color. Okay? You're not going to do this on your MacBook. Get away from the MacBook. You need to do this on paper, cardboard, note cards, something, and make a booklet with 20 words. Okay? I don't want one sheet of paper that just has word definition picture, word like this. That's too boring. What could you do with the paper to jazz it up a little bit? Yeah.
Maybe make creations around it.
You can somehow do that. Yeah.
Hold it.
Some kind of foldable. You guys have done foldables in the past.
Maybe get like colored paper.
Colored paper. Maybe turn it sideways and make it into a booklet. You know, and put one word per page. Or staple a bunch together. Or, you know, hole punch it and put a ring through it. Or do it on note cards. Just something different than just the boring old paper like that. Okay? Questions about that? Okay, so that's the first part. And you'll have a works cited page with your sources at the end. You use Excel.com. I use my Alex notes, or not Alex notes. Yeah, well, the notes, class notes. I use Alex. I use this, that. That's what I need for the first part. The second part then, oh, and it can't be words that my second grader Drew knows. Okay. If I say, hey Drew, what's a triangle? And you have a triangle written down, and he tells me what a triangle is, that one doesn't count. It's not a challenge word. Okay, then you need to design a simple trivia game to play in a small group, 2 to 6 people using these vocab words. We will play them in a few weeks when November hits. You'll have like 10 or 15 minutes to lead your game. Okay. So, the game, I want it to be simple, but not just like, okay, race what are 2 angles that form a straight line?
100. Supplementary.
Supplementary, all right. You win. A game has to be more complex than that. Okay. Maybe it's you do that, and then you play a game of Connect 4, and you get it right, Hunter gets to put a piece in. And ask the next question. What do you call a polygon with 4 sides?
Parallelogram? Square? I don't know.
Quadrilateral?
Quadrilateral, there you
Yeah.
go. Okay, you got it right. You get to put another Connect 4 piece in. Okay, it has to be at least more than just basic trivia like that. Okay, or maybe it's a game with consequences. You lose, you have to do a wall sit for 90 seconds or whatever. So it could be much more advanced than that. It could be a game board. I don't want you to get super advanced, but not real complex rules. And you go ahead and you write all the words and definitions on the game board. You have little flaps where on top is the definition, and then under it's the word. If you get it right, you go again, or if you get it wrong, you have to start over, or something like that. We roll a dice and go around through it. Okay? If you do this, and you get advanced like this, you don't have to do a separate first part, because this is your graphic organizer, right? Because you have all the words. You'd have to have pictures on it and definitions. You'd have to have all 3 parts. But that would work for this and this together. Most of you won't do that. Most of you will do a booklet or something, and then you'll have your game separate. But your separate game could use this in some way, where you don't have to rewrite all the words and definitions. All right? Doesn't have to be too unique or creative. We'll do that in a later project. If you need materials, you need to provide it. So if you're going to do a Connect 4 game with it, you need to provide the Connect 4 game board. Okay? And then just a quick write-up of what the game is. You can use technology for this part. For this part, you need to mainly just do it on old school. This part, if you want to make some kind of game on quizzes or something, you can do that. All right. Any questions about the project? So you've got the rest of October into, I think, November 4th is a Friday. That's when we'll present these. Yes?
We're doing this with our mom.
You can do this by yourself or with one new math partner. You can't work with the same person you worked on the video project with. You don't have to work with someone on this. You can work completely on your own, but if you choose to work with someone else, you can. With one exception. If you did not turn in the first 9 weeks project, I can't have you do this project with someone else. You have not shown me you can. It's not fair to a partner if you're not able to help. If you help someone, you need to do equal work. So you need to decide on words together, definitions together, that kind of thing. Yeah, you can divide and sit next to each other, and one person works on this and one works on this, but you have to come to an agreement with everything. Okay? Okay, I'm gonna give you 10 minutes right now to get started on this. I do want you to move around the room. I don't want you to stay where you are, because you really don't have to sit where you are, and that way you can find someone else to work with if that's what you choose to do.